Okay, let's talk about the 3 presidential candidates.
Well, 2 now.
Well, 2 now, yeah, 2. They said that they believe there was a connection between autism and vaccination. Is that following the Hannah polling?
Well, that's not quite what they said. All 3 were asked about it, either on the campaign trail or in Senator Clinton's case, it was a questionnaire. They said slightly different things, but the gist was that all 3 believe that autism is epidemic. And that in itself is a major statement. For autism to be epidemic, that means autism is not purely genetic. That means there is an environmental component. That means we need to look at air pollution, heavy metals in the atmosphere, food contamination, and yes, vaccinations. Hillary Clinton said that she believes there is an epidemic and that we need to research environmental factors, including vaccines. Barack Obama, I'd have to look at the exact wording, but definitely that autism is on the increase, skyrocketing, I think was the word he used, and that some people believe that vaccines are a factor and that the jury, the scientific evidence is still very much out, and that we need to pursue this. John McCain, the Republican, probably went furthest, saying that autism is epidemic and that he believes that it's connected to a preservative in the vaccines, thimerosal. So the next president and possibly vice president of the United States share my views that autism is epidemic, that there is an environmental component, and that vaccines have not been exonerated. It'll be very interesting when President Obama or President McCain, I personally think it will be Obama, but that's my opinion, will come over here and meet with your Prime Minister and perhaps this type of subject, if not autism specifically, children's health, learning disabilities, special education. It's breaking the budget in my country. School districts cannot keep up with the demand for special education teachers. They can't hire the teachers fast enough, but of course they don't have the money to pay for them. So it is a public policy emergency. Even if you're not personally affected by autism, your society most certainly is. And I applaud all 3 presidential candidates for their candor. And the thing that everyone needs to keep in mind is that these are United States senators with very large staffs, including medical staffs. Hillary Clinton sits on the Health Committee of the United States Senate. She has health staff people researching this. John McCain has medical people on his staff. They have access to the federal government and information that we don't have access to. They would not flippantly make these remarks. They were made with a lot of serious consideration. They weren't just pandering on the campaign trail.
How did you get to that? How did you get to the stage where 3 leading politicians in your country are standing up and even talking about it? We don't have one leading politician over here that will even listen to us, let alone talk about it.
The parents. The parents.
So what have we as parents in the UK got to do?
You should be at Parliament every single week. You should be knocking down the doors. People with autism in every single constituency should be going to visit their members of Parliament and putting the pressure on and talking to them. That's how it happens in the United States. I was in briefings with Senator Clinton's staff. I was in briefings with Senator Obama's staff. I met with not Senator McCain's staff, but other senators close to him who also believe in this possible connection. That only came about because the parents were persistent. And if you can't get to the principal, find the person who does health policy for them and just sit down and go over the evidence with them and then ask them what steps they might be able to do to increase research into this, to maybe lobby the government to be more flexible in its vaccine policy. And that's how it's happening.